Hey everybody, this is Jordan from PictureMonk.com and welcome to another podcast. This one is fast approaching on the next week's podcast, which I really want to record. Actually, I might record that one a little sooner than normal, but this is a kind of a different podcast. I've kind of been trying a bunch of different formats to try to see what will work. And so I'm doing the video thing, as you can tell if you go to the YouTube channel, the PictureMonk YouTube channel, which is PictureMonk.com/YouTube. You can go there and kind of see this format. But in this one, instead of kind of giving like a photography tip, or a bunch of tips or answering user questions, which I still have a lot of. Thank you guys for sending some questions in. If you want to send in a question, if you haven't sent in one before, you can just email me at picturemonk@gmail.com. Or you can go to the contact page on the website, PictureMonk.com, and fill out a contact form there. But what I want to kind of do is this one I'm just going to basically give you some resources, some free resources. This is kind of all about free. So I might even call this podcast free. I don't know. something to catch your eye. But this one might be a little shorter than the norm, but let's go and get into it. I'm going to basically give you a couple free things that you can do as a photographer, or a couple free resources you can have as a photographer to just kind of fill up your time. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of do a little self-promotion here. I haven't been doing much lately just because I'm kind of backlogged with just doing the podcast and trying to get Lightroom presets built for the Black Friday sale that's coming up in a couple weeks. Stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot of presets, and these are definitely the best ones that I've made. I've been playing around with them for at least a week, just on my own images, just going crazy on them, and they're turning out amazing. So I can't wait for you guys to get them. But for what I've done in probably a couple months. Is do a Friday freebie, which is kind of every Friday try to give out something free, or try to tell you about something free that you can get as a photographer. And so what I did was I put together just a list of all the stuff that I've been done over the past months, and to access that you can go to PictureMonk.com/free, and just go there, and I'm going to scroll on it now. And it just gives about all the items on here. They're actually just free resources for photographers. So anything from just free photos of mine that you can use for anything, to a couple free Photoshop actions, just to tell you about free music that you can use via YouTube. Just tons of stuff on here. So. Again, go to PictureMonk.com/free, and there's a list. It's a variety of stuff. And I am going to get back to adding to that. I've actually got two or three things that I have to add to that. I just got to record the videos for them or make the post. So I do have some stuff for that. And if you haven't seen that before, check that out at PictureMonk.com/free. Let's see. One thing that I found just actually a couple weeks ago is a free photography magazine collection. And, I was like, that's not right. They still sell magazines out in the stores like, Barnes & Noble, stuff like that. And so I actually get, thank you to my, there it is. Thank you to my father-in-law. I actually get the Shutterbug magazine in the mail, and it's a really good magazine. I really have a lot of fun reading that. There's a lot of good tips in here. Got to get past all the ads, but there's a lot of good tips in here. So, but if you go to the show notes for this episode, which is PictureMonk.com/PMP038, I'll have a link to there, and I'm looking at my phone here for my notes. There's actually a ton of free photography magazines that you can access, and just pull them up, and they're pretty much PDFs that you can flip through. I'll have a link to that there. There's tons of them out there. There's popular photography. I think there's one called Camera something. I can't remember. I don't look at the covers. I just click on them and start looking. But there's a really good list of free magazines out there for photographers. I'm pretty sure there's magazines for everybody, but I was specifically looking for photography magazines, and that's what I came across. So if you want to check the link again, picturemonk.com/PMP038, that will be there. And so that's a really good resource. Now, this one, as far as photography shows, actual entertainment geared for photographers, more or less, is something I'm trying to find a lot more of. And so one thing that I've kind of talked about way long ago, and it still kind of comes up to this time, is the Peter Lick show. That was many years ago. It seems like many years ago. It was probably only like 3 or 4 years ago. I want to say something like that. But he had a show called From the Edge, and just him going to a bunch of places and showing the photos that he got there, and kind of giving the story and stuff like that. So that is actually still available. It's you can't access it online, as far as I can tell. You can only access clips. So if you just go to it was broadcast on the Weather Channel. So if you just go to weatherchannel.com and look for the show, you can only get a couple clips. But if you do have a Apple TV and I think a Roku, I think both of those, you can actually pull up the show and watch it, on your TV. And last time I checked, all the episodes except I think the first one was on there. All of them except the first. So if you never saw that before and you're interested, it's a really good show. A lot of the stuff it seemed like it was planted. Like there was one episode where he broke his lens, and to me, I tried to pause it just to see, but it looked like he broke the filter on his lens and not the actual lens. So I was trying to get a good look to see. So, he could have faked like he broke his lens, but honestly, the guy sold a photo for $6 million. He can probably afford to buy a bunch of lenses. So yeah. Go there and check that out. I'll put a link to that as well for the clips. But remember, just go to your Apple TV or your Roku device, and you can pull that up there. I believe if you have like the iPad app, I think it's available on there. Don't quote me on that. I think I tried to watch it one time and it didn't work out. But I went back again and it started playing. So anyway, check that out. It's a good show. There's not many episodes of it. I think there's probably about 9 or 10 episodes. Something like that. And then this one is a YouTube show. It's not updated often, but it's when they do put out episodes, it's really good. And I did mention this, I know for a fact, on a previous podcast. But it's a show, internet show called One Stop Closer. And I forgot the guy's name. I was just actually looking up on YouTube the guy's name. I want to say I'm going to pull it up here. So I'll just go ahead and talk about it. The guy, he just basically does what Peter Lick does on his show, but this guy is Shawn Talbott. That's it, Shawn Talbott. This guy, he goes to a lot of places and looks up a bunch of cool places to take photos. And the most recent one, because I didn't even know that he was doing a seasonal show. This one is actually from Iceland, which I would love to go to Iceland. And so it was a photo of him doing a bunch of Iceland stuff. And, it kind of, there was one part in there where, I was kind of like, this is where photography is going. And that's when he was taking a picture of a waterfall. And, he kind of couldn't get the angle that he really wanted to get. And so he had to get a drone and take pictures via the drone. And I think he actually took one of a waterfall and a couple more. But yeah, there was a couple uses for the drone. And I kind of think that's definitely where photography's headed. It's starting to get more aerial, starting to get more mobile. And, it was kind of cool to see that. If drones weren't that expensive, I would definitely get one. But they're very expensive. So... but it was, it's cool to watch him do that. It's almost like a carbon copy of the Peter Lick show. He gets in a car, drives around, finds these places and sets up and take photos and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. So if you want to look on those, I believe there's a pretty good amount of shows. Yeah, I think his upload. Let me check his uploads here. So we got about 11 shows on here. Well, 10 shows if you take out one of the clips. So yeah, he's got about 10 different shows that you can watch, and they're all pretty good. So I would definitely check that out. If you got some free time, just check that out there. And I think the last one, I told you guys this was going to be a short episode. The last one is actually a resource that I've been using for a very long time, and I never thought to bring it up because it's mainly used for buying gift cards. And just if you don't know what this has to do with photography, then hold on for a second. It's mainly used for buying gift cards. And so I was looking around on the Apple App Store, and I came across an app that I really wanted to download. I meant to download it a long time ago, but I just kind of slipped my mind and forgot. So I saw that the app was $2.99, and I normally buy, or I don't normally buy apps that are paid. You know, I feel like if it's a really good app, then yeah, I'll grab it. But most of the time, I just use the light version or the free version of the app and just kind of make do. But I really, really wanted this app, and it was $2.99. I could have easily, paid for it out of my pocket. But there is a source or a resource that's called Free My Apps. I'm sure if you guys are, sort of internet savvy, you've heard of this before. But it's a service to where, I know for the iPhones especially, it's a really good service. I think it's on Android too, because I know they promote Android on here. But it's actually a service where you go on and you download apps that they sponsor, and you get a certain amount of points. So if you download, I'm making this up totally. So let's say you download the MLB app or something like that, and it says it's worth 200 points. So you download the app. Most of the restrictions are that you have to just use it for 30 seconds. And you download it, open it for 30 seconds, and then that's it. And you get credit for 200 points. And so you build those points up. There's a lot of services out there like this, but this one I found I've used many times, and it does what it says it's supposed to do. And so you download the app, get to 200 points, and then you kind of keep continuing to download to save up your points, and then finally redeem them. And I knew I had I think 3,500 points on my phone, and so I redeemed a iTunes gift card. Again, that's where the iTunes part came for, so I can download free photography stuff or free apps that I really wanted to get for photography. So I was like, might as well let you guys know this too, because not only can you get free photography, I keep saying photography, but it's really gift cards. Not only can you get free gift cards for like iTunes and stuff like that, but you can definitely get them for Amazon, which I think it's 7,000 points, 7,500 points, something like that, and you get $25 gift card to Amazon. And so I've saved up my points. Usually takes about a month and a half or so to get up to that amount, as long as you keep downloading the apps. And yeah, you just save them up and then redeem for an Amazon gift card. I've done it many times, and it works great. And that's how I try to pay for my stuff. That's actually how I paid for the what I've been talking about for probably a couple episodes now, the newer flash ring for your camera. This is the flash unit, and so that's how actually how I paid for that. I redeemed 2 Amazon gift cards to get that, and then I have a little bit left over. So if you guys want to check that out, sorry I rambled on about that one. If you guys want to check that out, I put a quick link there, and it's PictureMonk.com/free apps. So free apps. Go there on your phone, and it'll take you to the page, and you just I don't think you create an account. I think you just install like a certificate on your phone, and that way it just knows that your phone is doing what it's supposed to do, and then you can start redeeming your apps and or downloading your apps and redeeming your stuff. So definitely check that out if you guys want to get cool free apps, that you can download. And that's exactly how I paid for the Camera Plus app, is what I was trying to download, and it's $2.99. So So yeah, check that out, guys. Hope you kind of enjoyed this little resource. I didn't really want to get too heavy into a podcast because next week's podcast might be a little bit long, just because I got a lot to say in that one. So make sure you check back next week. But hope you guys enjoy those little free resources. I'm all about cheap and free. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I guess I'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a good week and keep taking those photos.